Savage Dragon 18 from March of 1995. So this cover with the Fiend holding Dragon's head is Eric Larson's homage to Amazing Spider-Man number 347, which is another cover that he did that had Venom holding a Spider-Man skull. And I just discovered that recently. I had no idea that was the case, but I was too distracted by that CGI nipple there, which Larson says the colorist did that. So there's no ink lines there, so it's not him, I guess. Anyway, let's check out the credits here, where Josh Ecorn is needled relentlessly about his sissy haircut. You know, I'm beginning to think that Eric Larson is actually bullying Josh Ecorn here. So last issue, let's see, we had issue 17, and it ended with the Fiend waiting in Dragon's apartment for him. And so this opening page gives like a brief history of, catching the reader up to the story of Debbie Harris and her death and her mother's hatred for the dragon, and how the Fiend has now possessed her and given her a sleek new look and more power than ever. And, the dragon tries to make his case here, and after some jaw jacking, the Fiend just plunges their hand right through him and flies his ass out the building. So, here's Overlord. He stops another assassination attempt, and this dude, Firepower, tries to incinerate Overlord, and he just snaps that dude's neck like a geek. Then, the Fiend dumps Dragon's body into the graveyard, and Dragon tries to plead his case, but it's not working very well. And over here, it looks like Cyberface is hooking up with that octopus dude that the dragon has been on the hunt for. He's actually been looking for both these guys, so them teaming up probably isn't good. Back to the graveyard. And the Fiend is apparently a necromancer that can animate the rotting corpse of Debbie Harris. But this zombie has a voice and some agency. She gives Dragon a big hug, says how much she misses him. Mom's not happy about that. Here's a pinup with Dragon and Wildstar by Jerry. Al Gordon did that. And then Star is getting his miniseries. Fans have been asking for that for some reason. All right, now the Fiend activates more of Dragon's victims from when he was possessed, and they attack the dragon. And Officer Alex Wilde is out of her coma. And that was caused by the same rampage that killed these people over here, that put her in a coma. Now she's finally out of it. Dragon's tried to reach her to apologize, but she has not gotten his messages. Apparently the boyfriend is preventing that. So the Fiend just gets serious about killing the dragon. And all of a sudden it looks like Debbie Harris changes her tune, and now she's all for the dragon getting killed. So we'll have to see what happens next issue. So in the Fanatics, Larson mentions that the Savage Dragon cartoon has been picked up by the USA Network. So that's happening. There's a lot of discussion here about the R-rated versus the PG version of the last issue, issue 17. Pros and cons for doing that. And some more artwork here. And I think this guy, Rich Moyer, is like a working illustrator and designer working today. And I think that's about it. Though there is a nice feature in here where, like, Larson, this last letter, basically Larson gives a detailed rundown of like how to format a comic book story with the script, when he draws the plot, the drawn plot, etc. And so if you're into making comics, like, this is a good kind of buffer on how to write for comics, essentially. All right, so that does it. Next up is issue 19.